and welcome to FUtube, where the F stands for What? It does. Anyway, strap yourselves in, because tonight we're going on a special FU road trip about rental car company Europcar.
Road trip! I got snacks.
I got drinks.
I got a sightseeing about the very fair trading office in the country.
Hey guys, I've got all the luck. There's not enough room for me.
Yay! Which brings us to our first FU for Europcar, which is from Lydia. She booked a Hyundai Accent from Europcar through rentalcars.com.
But when I went to pick up my car, they gave me a smaller one. We had 3 people and 2 large suitcases. We could only fit 1 suitcase in the boot.
Now, maybe if Lydia was a celebrity, or they were travelling through New Delhi instead of Adelaide, they could have gotten away with it.
Europcar refused to give us a bigger car without making us pay extra. My friend had to catch a taxi to the accommodation. How can Europcar get away with giving me a smaller car with less luggage capacity than the one I paid for?
I was wondering how Taylor would have been able to breathe in that suitcase. Anyway, car rental websites often say "or similar" next to car listings. Lydia chose the Hyundai Accent on rentalcars.com because they say it fits 2 large bags, unlike the Kia Rio, which only fits 1 large bag. But the Europcar site says both cars have the same luggage capacity, and it doesn't specify the size of suitcase. There's just this picture. And sure, it's small, but we didn't think that was to scale. When she complained, Europcar told Lydia,
Rental Cars booked a compact vehicle on your behalf. Europcar provided a Kia Rio model, which is within a similar range.
and they told us,
We use an industry standard classification code, which allows like-to-like comparison between vehicles. Okay. Спасибо. Ciao.
the industry standard codes put out by Acris might be useful to refer to if a car rental company tries to give you an or similar vehicle. But a better reference point is the Rental Cars Industry Guide to the Australian Consumer Law and the Consumer Guarantees, which say goods must be fit for any specified purpose and must correspond with the description given, which in Lydia's case was 2 large bags. Indeed, as a hypothetical breach of the consumer law, the guide gives the example of booking a rental car via a website that shows a particular luggage capacity, then getting a car with lower luggage capacity.
That doesn't sound hypothetical to me.
Europcar should have given Lydia a car that fits 2 large bags at no extra charge, even if it was a better car. Having to leave your friend behind while you take a road trip with your suitcases sounds like a major failure to us.
Speak for yourself. This is the best holiday I've been on for years.
But Lydia had to send her complaint on a round-the-world trip before she got a resolution.
I sent a letter to Europcar's board in Paris, their head office in Melbourne, and the ACCC. Finally, someone from the UK rang me and told me they'd reimburse my taxi fares.
Yeah, all right, me old China plate. We'll cough up for you, Joe Baxter. We know this is a problem. We'll take up the tissue with bare arties. Yeah.
But even though Europcar said whatever that was, to date nothing's changed on either website. All right, where to next?
Yay! A lookout!
Brett got hit by hidden fees when he booked a car from Europcar via rentalcars.com. Wow, what a pair. Those two are like the Thelma and Louise of bad rental car experiences.
We've got some complaints about your services.
Let's not get caught. What are you talking about? Let's keep going.
We just want to know about your charging practices.
Anyway, Brett rented a car for a big trip from Perth to Broome. He knew there'd be extra charges, like the ones shown in our piece about rental cars at thecheckout.tv/rentalcars.
Administration and vehicle registration recovery fees, or the premium location surcharge charged at airports and city depots.
But Brett got the impression from booking on rentalcars.com that the premium location surcharge was included in the price.
It's right there on the booking confirmation. It says, what is included? Premium location surcharge.
But then, on the final invoice from Europcar, the 24% premium location surcharge was applied as a new surcharge to the extra kilometre charge and the one-way charge and the credit card charge.
So on top of all the other extra fees, I had to pay another $231.
And for Madame, the premium lobster.
What's the PLS?
Yes, the PLS, the premium lobster surcharge.
Yes, but why is it added to my salad and my garlic bread and to my wine?
There's no lobster in my wine, is there?
Nothing on rentalcars.com or in their communications with Brett told him that the included surcharge might not be the full surcharge. Worse still.
When I made the booking, I even called Rental Cars to confirm fees. They never said anything about putting the premium location surcharge back on the list.
Yeah, you'll pay a fee for returning the car to a different location, and a fee for any extra kilometres driven, and a fee for an extra drive, but that's it, nothing else.
Rentalcars.com did nothing to tell Brett that the premium location surcharge would be applied to things like additional kilometres. This was clearly misleading.
The PLS has been taken care of by that gentleman at the bar.
Lovely.
Actually, ma'am, you still need to pay the PLS.
What the hell is going on?
Good question. The ACCC Guide to Fair Trading in the rental car sector says businesses must set out the single total price, including all fees and charges that customers must pay. If extra charges can't be quantified up front, rental car companies must still disclose in a clear fashion what those charges are and how they'll be calculated. Rentalcars.com didn't do that, and it seems to us Europcars know better. When we tried to make a booking similar to Brett's directly through the Europcar site, we found a very similar statement that the premium location surcharge was included, with no indication that the surcharge would also be applied to extra kilometres or the like. Europcar shouldn't have charged Brett the additional surcharge. And Brett, we reckon you can take action against both Europcar and rentalcars.com under the consumer law.
Talk about misleading conduct. Can't believe you packed an YouTube into our road trip. When are we going to have time to listen to my new podcast on unfair contracts? Hit it!